Okay, so this is story time, temporary title. So basically, I'm just going to be chilling here with a friend, and today I have my friend Jackson from Obson Films, and he's going to tell a story of a wonderful tale of an embarrassing thing that happened. So that's kind of what story time is going to be, just friends, guest stars, people that'll come on and talk about something that happened to them that was funny or embarrassing or interesting. So, all right, let's get to it. Okay. So, Jackson, when did this story take place?
This story took place on, I know the exact date because of how bad it was, September 24th, 2014.
And what exactly is the setting of this event?
The setting of this event is the middle school that I was attending at the time, Twin Rivers Middle School. We were in the newsroom, and we were broadcasting the school news, and so it took place in there.
Yeah. Okay, so what exactly happened? Tell us the story. Tell us the story.
All right. So
I know this very well.
It's a great story. None of you will be able to look at me the same way again. So
it's that earth-shattering.
Yeah, it's that earth-shattering. So, like I said, it was a September morning, and we had all come in early because we were working on new effects or whatever for the news, and we all came in at 8:00 when we were supposed to come in, like usually at around like 8:50 or something. We were all in early, so we were all psyched. We were pumped. We were ready to broadcast.
And what was your position on this group?
My position was normally anchor because, I'm going to be honest, I was like the only one that they liked that the school thought was good. So
I will vouch for that. That's true. You were pretty much everybody else's garbage, to be honest. No offense, Jacob, but yeah, Jackson was the best.
Jacob was he was definitely a very close
he was close.
He was good. He was solid. But like everyone else was just garbage, trash, terrible. So
sounds about right.
So occasionally I would go like behind the scenes and do camera work or green screen work or stuff like that, but usually it was just anchoring because I could read.
Yes.
And
so. I would have been on the news crew if it weren't for the fact that in middle school I had multiple accounts of detention. Because you have to have like a completely clean, like the year before you have to have had a completely clean record. And so
I had one until this.
Yeah, Jackson was like perfect with his record. No.
Yeah, I'd never gotten in trouble at all.
Yeah,
none of that.
Yeah, I had a few detentions.
Yeah.
I would have been part of this.
You would have.
But I got to see this wonderful thing.
And he saw it from the audience perspective.
Yes, because in our school, unlike our high school now, where they just do the announcements over the speakers. Yeah, Jackson, they had, like you said, they had a big camera set up, and so they would control it live and all that, and so we got to see it on the projector screens in our classrooms.
Yeah.
So let's see, you were all really pumped and excited.
Yeah, we were excited to broadcast for the morning. And I think like maybe the week before or something, we had been promoting like coffee or something, like donate coffee or something. I don't remember what the heck it was. But there were coffee beans on the anchor desk. There's a little cup with some coffee beans in there. And we were just psyched out of our minds. We were going crazy. We were so excited for some reason. Like, who gets excited for school news? But whatever.
Probably the best part of school.
Probably. That was what was keeping me going. So, because school sucked.
Oh, yeah.
But, so these coffee beans were on the table, and this one kid just starts, gets the idea to throw them. So there's like a little war going on in there with the coffee beans, and I wasn't doing anything. I was sitting there like a freaking angel. And I was
Jackson was the golden boy.
Yeah, except not really. But
he was until this point.
Well, it's amazing though, because I never got in trouble during middle school, but I would smart mouth teachers all the time. I just got away with everything basically.
Pretty much. I think it's your deep voice and your dashing good looks. Because
Obviously.
You were the only one who didn't really look like a potato in Twin Rivers, so...
Except for sixth grade.
You looked like a really manly potato.
A very manly
Shut
potato.
up, phone.
You show that phone. But, yeah, I'd get away with anything. But anyway, so people were throwing these coffee beans This one kid throws a coffee bean and it hits me right in the head. I'm like, what the heck? So, let's see, how do I word it? Okay, so anyway, I was, I got hit in the head with one of these coffee beans, and I was like, what the heck, dude? You can't do that to me. So,
man,
yeah,
you?
it was like, what are you doing? And we were like, we were ready. We were all in position, aside from like the couple kids who were still throwing the coffee beans. We were ready in position. We were going to go live in like 5 minutes or something. And this kid throws the bean in my head, and I'm like, what the heck? So, you know, I do what anybody would do if they were hit in the head with a coffee bean, and I flicked him off.
Yeah.
And
so here, let's reenact this. So let's see, it was like this distance.
Yes.
And so this kid's just like, ooh, give me that, and then he just kind of,
what the heck?
Oh my god. Oh no, so
I was making that face too. I was making that face.
And then, let's see, if I remember correctly, someone off, like, let's say over here, was just like, oops, we were live!
Yes, so someone off screen, I don't know, I still don't know who it was. I've heard like 3 people come out and tell me that it was them.
Yeah.
But it's all BS, I'm gonna be honest. I still don't know. But somebody accidentally switched a camera on right as I flicked this kid off. And so the entire school got to see that, it was like maybe 4 or 5 seconds, it was very quick, of me flicking this kid off, and then the camera just turned off. And I had no idea until they said, whoops, we went live. I was like, oh crap.
I feel like because you said a lot of people were trying to claim that it was them, I feel like the one person that actually did it was like, would probably be too afraid. Like, they'd probably feel so bad that they wouldn't want to claim it.
Yeah, probably, because anybody who was in that newsroom, like, they saw a side of me they'd never seen before. Like, I just collapsed. I felt like I was about to be sick. I felt like crap. And, yeah,
because I was kind of like jeopardizing your entire film status.
Yeah, I thought
school news.
Because like I knew I was gonna get in so much trouble for that, and I was like, I remember the first question I asked when I was confronted about it was, is this gonna affect me getting into college? I'm thinking about my future.
You asked?
I asked that. Because
oh my god!
After all this happened, you know, I was like, I was crying. I'm not gonna lie, it tore me apart. And I made myself out of the room, and like a flood of people just came in, and they were asking so many questions, like, what happened? What was all that? And I forgot to mention that I was flicking off this kid who was standing behind the camera, so I was straight at the camera.
So it would have been more like pretend I've already thrown it at you. It was just like this.
Yeah. Yeah, you're behind the camera, and it was just like that. And
right
so I went do-do-do-do-do-do.
So it looked like you're just here.
Yeah. And, yeah, it was pretty bad. So the principal of our school...
getting into college?
Yeah. The principal, I never talked to her once through all of this, by the way. She never did anything. It was so stupid. But she thought that it was part of a plan to disrespect the school and her, because she thought that I was like flicking off everybody who was in the school intentionally. She thought I was like some sort of terrorist, and that was only step 1 of my plan.
Oh my.
Yeah, it was really great.
What? The golden child, the best actor they had, and he's the one who who was like, you know what? I'll show this school system.
I'll show them my finger!
And they're like, what?
Yeah,
this boy must be doing something.
He must be hired by Al-Qaeda themselves.
Yeah. So you said the principal didn't talk to you?
She didn't say a word. Everything that went down, well, after, you know, the flood of people came in and everything, the last person to walk in was the assistant principal. Her name was Miss Krug. This made me hate that woman more than anything, because she knew I felt like crap. She knew I was upset, but she went and took me up to her office, and she yelled at me. Let me put this in perspective. I missed 2 class periods.
Oh my.
She yelled at me for 2 hours.
And no, because I know it varies depending on schools. At our old middle school, it was 1 class period was what, an hour and 15 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
So you spent about 2.5 hours being yelled at by Miss Krug.
Yeah, it was bad. And she was ruthless. I remember one time, or at one point during the I don't even know what you call it. The being yelled at time. Smack down.
Yeah, there you go.
Because she was kicking me while I was down. It was really mean.
Oh, for a second I thought you meant that literally, like she was kicking him. Like, I don't know if that's legal.
Yeah, that would have been bad. I would have already exposed her at this point if she had done that. No, but she at one point I was like, she said something and I was like, no, I know, I'm sorry. And she goes, don't interrupt. And I was like, shh, no.
Oh my God, no.
Yeah, I sunk down into my chair. I'm like, okay, good God. But yeah, she yelled at me for a very long time, and the way I communicated with the principal, because she wanted to be involved, she wanted me to be punished, but she wouldn't show her face. I don't understand why, but whatever. The legit principal, I had to talk to her through letters.
Oh.
I would write letters. I would write letters to her, hand them in to the assistant principal, and she would give them to her.
I'm assuming the assistant principal is kind of like giving you the evil eye every time, like, it's this kid again.
No, she would proofread my letter to make sure there was nothing bad in it. And I was like,
Really?
you think I would go
Really?
again and do something? Yeah, she'd have to proofread it. And she'd go, I want you to change this. I want you to change that. And most of it that she would correct is grammar mistakes.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
It was awful.
That's just wrong.
Yeah, so I would send these letters to the principal, and basically, I remember what they said. I sent maybe 2 or 3. And they mostly said, you know, what happened was completely just an in-the-moment thing. Like, I'm not usually like that. It was just that sort of, I don't know, everything came together. It's something happened at a wrong time, that kind of thing. And so I sent all these letters to her, and I guess she read them. I didn't know. I never heard a word from her.
It says the principal's like,
Yeah,
put
throws
that
them
away.
I bet she was controlling everything. I mean,
Probably.
But the funny part about all of this is after all this was over, it was about maybe October by now, and I finally got word back from the principal. She goes, you can stay on the news team. I'm like, what? She's like, but you can't be seen on camera until second semester. You can only be behind camera until then. And I was like, well, that's okay. So January came around, and I was back.
Yeah.
And the school...
Everyone was like, wait, I thought he was...
Yeah, people were
Where
like,
did
how
he
did
go?
he get back? What the heck? It was crazy. And
we were all like glad though. Because we were like,
yeah, everybody was
Because when you were gone, it was people that sounded like robots, or like Jacob. Like I said, Jacob wasn't too bad. He was pretty good at it. Though his constant like head bobbing while he did it was a little bit of a nuisance to me, because he would be like, and now we have so now to the lunch.
Saxophone. Now Mr. Saxophone.
I don't have a reed in here, so that's never mind. I would play what is it? Some Legend of Zelda song I figured out. Some Lost Woods. I figured out
Nice.
Lost Woods on
That's a
the
good
other day
song.
in band.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
But
So yeah, Jackson got back, and so that's where you were talking about how you just got back.
Yeah, I had just gotten back, and the school was like, holy crap, they were... I thought they would be ashamed of me, because that was the thing I was worried about when it first happened, that people wouldn't be able to look at me the same way again. And
that makes a lot of sense.
For a few days, it was that way. People, like, teachers I would see in the hallway, because this was my 8th grade year. I had 2 past years of teachers behind me, and I thought they would look at me and they would just be like, ugh. But a lot of teachers actually had my back, and I didn't know this until after this all happened, but a lot of teachers were the reason that I got let back on the news team. They convinced them. Miss Keevan was a huge one, because I was really close with her.
Oh yeah, I remember you.
Yeah, she was fantastic. Yeah, but my science teacher, Miss Fiella, which I hated, but she apparently convinced me. Yeah, she helped me a lot. Apparently, she was one of the first teachers to do it, which is even weirder.
Yeah.
Because I've heard stories that when she first heard that I did it, she was like, how does someone accidentally flick someone off? So I feel like, I don't know, it's weird, but...
Yeah, I feel like the story's probably gotten mixed around a little, because, like, it wasn't that you accidentally flicked someone off, it was that you accidentally flicked the school off because you were flicking someone off because they threw something at you, but the camera was on, so, like,
Yeah, different people are getting different stories, so I mean...
Yeah, there are probably a lot of different stories going around.
Yeah, I was also worried because I was part of a play at that time, and I was worried that I was going to get fired.
Which one was that?
I do not remember, to be honest. It was one that we performed in, like, the fall of 2014. It was the one...
It's like on the tip of my tongue.
It was one with the mannequins and the burglars. And the after hours.
Mannequins and burglars. Oh, there you go.
And I was worried I was going to get fired from that, but I was really close with the director too,
Yeah.
Mr. Hurd, he was like, "We'll put this behind us."
Mr. Hurd.
He's a fantastic guy.
I wanted to do the plays, but A, I didn't audition in time. B, didn't know who to go to. C, I didn't audition in time. That's pretty much my only excuse.
Yeah, I mean, in 6th grade I didn't do it at all because I didn't know that the drama program existed, and so I started in 7th grade at the school, and that's how I sort of got really into that.
This is just a random question.
Mm-hmm.
At Mountain View, is it like for the plays and stuff? Do you have to be in theater class to audition, or
no? No, it's open auditions for anybody in the school.
I should look into that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really cool. And also, you can either come and audition for cast or you can audition for tech. There's 2 separate auditions. And the tech is really cool. They got a whole bunch of light setups, sound setups, and
I should probably start
stage
with tech
managing.
so I can learn everything.
Yeah, it's really cool stuff.
Yeah.
Though. But after I was let back onto the news, I still see kids to this day. Like I see kids who still attend the middle school, the younger kids, 6th, 7th graders or whatever, and they'll go, "Hey, you're the kid who flicked off the school," and I'm like, "Yeah, I am."
Yeah.
Because you'll remember we were on a walk one time and some kids got off the bus.
Oh yeah.
And they said, "Hey,
I remember
that's you," and I said, "Yeah, that's me." So I'm still sort of known for that, I guess. I
guess so.
I wonder if it'll live on forever at the middle school.
It'll be a legend. Thank you guys so very much for watching, and I will talk to you later.
See ya.
Bye.
No one likes to be let down. It seems to me that maybe it pretty much always means no. So don't tell